Whatever one you do, you learn something.
What we do is we make things better. That's really what it boils down to. Make things fit, we make things better. And everybody's personality here is, you look at something, say, hey, this is cool, but we gotta work on it. We gotta make it better.
For more information on anything you've seen on today's show, head over to PowerNationTV.com.
Well, on the conventional head with a normal 460 valve placement, as the air comes rushing down the port, that 400-mile-an-hour air and fuel we're talking about, it has to come out this one little window right here. And with the valve being pretty close to the cylinder wall, as the farther it opens, the closer it gets. That window's fairly small, and it has no choice but with a centrifugal force to throw that fuel right into the cylinder wall, the heavy part of the flow. And that's why on these heads, on the SR-71, we move the valves way back this way. They're almost a ½ inch in the chamber. So this area right here has a huge amount of room to make that turn. A little bit of extra clearance to the cylinder wall makes a huge difference in power.
Now we have some stuff cut apart here, and destructive testing is part of learning, but it's kind of painful to put something in the bandsaw that's brand new. But tell me what you have here.
This is a conventional head, normal port size. Really, when you get down to it, a 5th grade class could tell you that if you have a bigger engine, and you're trying to make more power, you're going to have to move more air into it, right? The evolution of these heads has grown to this size now. I don't think there's anything even close to this size as far as a conventional 460 head. But it's big right here. The valve bowl is very deep, and that will help it to make that turn, with a high airspeed that we're talking about.
Now another, I'm not going to say overlooked, but neglected part of doing one of these heads is the exhaust side. Tell me about this one.
Well, what we did is we stuck to the exact Ford print for the gasket. And so it's not necessarily bigger, but some of these people that make aftermarket heads, they end up making their exhaust port a little bit smaller because they flow better that way. But what we want is a port that flows good, it's big enough to handle cubic inches, and it fits in a car. If you start moving the bolts around and you move the port up and stuff, it's not going to fit in a older style chassis car or anything you can buy headers for. So these heads have the exact same location as a stock port, stock bolt holes, everything. But they're not exactly bigger than an original factory iron Super Cobra Jet head. We go off the gasket size for that. People have a tendency to take these and just fill about that much of the port up, and it'll flow a little bit better. It also hurts at about 30 to 50 horsepower. So we don't care as much about the airflow as we do about what that needle says on the dyno. So we've been through all this, and we know that if you make this port smaller right here, it will flow better and it will make less power.
Well, John, I want to thank you for having us down and talking airflow and science and engine building. It was very much appreciated.
Thanks, it was a pleasure having you here.